Brenna, our fantastic feature for the evening, who's gonna rock us into a break. Because I think we're gonna need it. Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna read her bio. I don't always do this. I kind of have a thing for making up bios for poets, but every once in a while I read one and I just think that's such a fucking great, short, concise bio. I just wanna read that. Brenna Twohy splits her time between reading Thoreau and watching Toddlers and Tiaras. She is a member of the 2013 Portland National Poetry Slam team and the author of 2 chapbooks, You Are an Ass Hat and Other Love Poems, and Sorry, Mom. She does a really good Sarah Palin impression and eats an alarming amount of mega stuffed Oreos. Please welcome her to the stage, Brenna Twohy.
Thanks, Jorah. Yeah, I was on the 2013 Portland National Poetry Slam team, and about 2 months of the practice was teaching me how to use a microphone. That guy was on the team with me, and he'll tell you that's entirely true. Hours. Teaching me how to use a microphone. Hi, Eugene. I'm really excited to be here. It's only my second time ever in Eugene, and you guys are lovely, and I'm really excited. And it's today I got in the car to come to Eugene, and I got here and realized I didn't have any pants. Because I was wearing sweatpants and threw my heels in the back of the car. So we made a rush trip to the Goodwill, and these were the only pants that fit me, and they had a mysterious stain all right here. So we did a quick wash job, but just so you guys know, there's like a 60% chance I'm wearing someone else's bodily fluid. So, on the note of making a mistake and not realizing it until it was too late to turn back, I'm gonna read a poem. And this poem is called The Problems with First Dates, or How to Really, Really, Really Not Get Laid. The first problem is that we are at Tony Roma's. And don't get me wrong, I will eat the fuck out of some ribs, but every person in this room looks exactly like my dad. And the second problem is that I have not had sex since the first Twilight movie came out, which means that a fictional Mormon girl has made out with a vampire, made out with a werewolf, gone to Italy, gotten married, thrown herself off a cliff, and had a demon baby claw its way out of her vagina since I last had an orgasm with another person in the room. And now there are 100 of my dad staring at me, slurping shrimp cocktail, and I need to say something. Did you know that whales can only have sex in groups of 3? The third problem is that I just said, did you know that whales can only have sex in groups of 3? And he says, what? And I say, yes, because they can't actually swim and fuck at the same time. So a third whale comes along to hold them aloft as they do it like a blubbery sex table. This is where it should end. Because blubbery sex table. How are you gonna top that? Oh, don't worry. It's by pulling out my phone and saying, look, I'll show you. The fourth problem is that Googling whale sex groups will not yield the results you are looking for. The fifth problem is that when I drink too much, I start thinking about a man I haven't spoken to in 2 years. And I used to think that being in love with someone meant being the person they were gonna grow old at Tony Roma's with, but I was wrong. Being in love is so much easier from across a room, or a small town, or 2 years of radio silence, and I sometimes wonder if this way of loving someone is my best way of loving someone with miles and miles between us. Like how you can still find the North Star every time, You never wonder if it can pick you out of a crowd, or if it still remembers all the words to the first Stones song you ever danced to. You just want to be able to see it from far away, knowing if you got any closer, odds are you'd catch on fire. He has a wife now. She has his last name and a house with a fireplace, and when he comes home from work, he goes to sleep in a bed that is their bed. And 2 weeks after he cut his losses, I traded my bed in for a single because it felt more like a choice. Like I was choosing to go to bed alone rather than trying to sleep with the entire night sky next to me, beckoning me to fall back into it because I lied when I said it was easier to love someone from a distance. It isn't easier. It's just smaller. More convenient to fit into a back pocket or a time capsule or that place between the bed and the wall, that place you are still afraid monsters will crawl out of, like he left a piece of himself with you and you are terrified he's coming back for it. Or he left a piece of himself with you and you are terrified he is not coming back for it. The sixth problem is that when a new man tells you he likes you too much already, it doesn't sound like a promise. It sounds like a smoke alarm, warning you to get out fast. If you hurry, you might miss the worst of it.